get your powered commercial license by using a glider to build some of the hours that are required for that total time. So then I'm only looking at cost savings up to getting your commercial license, because after that you can start making some money and it'll start coming back the other way. So anybody in here going for your airplane commercial license at some point? Cool. And anybody under 25?
Put your hand up.
Cool. All right, so a little bit about me. I'm 17 years old. I started in gliders when I was 14. Now I got my private in airplanes and gliders. I got my instrument rating in airplanes. About 600 hours total time, and going through my commercial when I turn 18 this summer. All right, so why fly a glider? So 250 hours. You have to have 250 hours total time to get your airplane commercial license. But only 100 must be in powered aircraft. So you can use 150 of those total 250 in a glider. So it's a lot cheaper to build those hours in a glider than going out and renting a Cessna 150 or something like that to build those hours. So, and it's a lot of fun too. You find different lifts. Brad was talking about all the different types of soaring there is. It's a lot of fun. All right, and then here's how to make it most cost effective. So you need to build those 150 hours. You don't want to do that by taking 150 one-hour flights, because that's not going to be cost effective, and I'll show that on the next slide. But you want to fly on days when there's lift out there, like this. You can see that's a big cloud that's going up there. That's a big thermal rising underneath that, all these. So you want to fly on days where you can stay up and jump from this cloud to this one, and back there, and use it to go somewhere. So yeah, flying cross country. So you're going to go along that, or use the wave maybe, like you talked about, and go. Sometimes you can go hundreds of miles, like that. Here's the cost breakdown. This is going to be for my club, so it's going to be a little bit different if you're doing it with different glider clubs. Are going to be different. So like Puget Sound, they have the total might be. They have more, like it costs a little more for their membership, but then they don't cost as much for their tows and stuff. Whereas different glider clubs like Hood River charge less for membership and stuff, and then they make up the cost a little bit by a little bit more on your tows, a little more on glider rental. So standard glider tow to 3,000 feet AGL is going to be $60. Then youth members, so under 25, your glider rental is going to be about $20 an hour. The cheapest glider is only $10 an hour.
Under 25 is youth.
But you get at it, make your flights last 3, 4, maybe even 5 hours sometimes. So 3-hour flight in glider, so your $60 tow, $20 an hour, 3 hours is going to be about $120. So we had a youth member at our club last year, or maybe 2 years ago. He went out and rented our cheapest glider, $10 an hour, and he was out for 7 hours for $130. So that's just about what it costs for an hour in the Cessna 150. So $120, $130 an hour. That's going to be $350, $400 an hour, or for 3 hours, for a 3-hour flight. Sorry. So here's kind of the overall cost to build those 150 hours in glider. So getting to your glider private pilot license on average is at most $6,000. So probably going to be between usually $5,000 and $6,000. So let's assume you get 20 hours before you solo, and the instructor says, okay, you can go solo. And then you build another 20 hours getting to your check rides. That's your check ride prep and solo time and all that. So you got 40 hours and you got your glider private now. So now you need to build 110 more hours in the glider. So you can make 3-hour flights in 110 hours, 3-hour flight average. You need to do about 37 more flights. So that's kind of the cost breakdown there. So it's going to cost you about $4,500, something like that. Now, here's the good part. So 150 hours in a glider is going to be about $10,500. That might be a little more, a little less, somewhere in there. But getting those hours in a power plane, you're going to spend about $19,000. So you're going to save about $8,000 by using those 150 hours in a glider. By getting those hours you can get in the glider. And if you're not a youth member, so you're paying the full rate for everything, over 25, it's going to be a little. You're not going to save quite as much, but it's still pretty good savings. And this isn't. This is pretty good. So you're saving this out of $35,000 maybe. It's not like out of $100,000 to get up to your commercial. So it's a pretty good savings. And then it's not only the cost savings, but it makes you a much better pilot because when the engine goes out of your Cessna, what are you? You're a glider. So come fly gliders. Get in touch with your local club wherever. It's a picture of a glider takeoff at Hood River last winter. So any questions?
So what are the weather requirements looking like? Is it just strictly a VFR only, or do you